Good evening, Danvers. Welcome to the Topics of the Town News, December 19th, 2024.
Yes,
End of the year.
it's coming.
We are here to conclude this year's activities, and I want to welcome our special resident commentator, Tony Betancourt.
Elf Tony.
And Elf Tony's got his hat on, and I just spread my hats onto the turkeys.
We're missing a turkey. What happened?
Well, the turkey had to go for repairs.
Oh, okay.
And I sent it to our nurse practitioner.
Okay, just checking.
And she is handling that for me.
Okay.
And when we get it back, we're going to have to ask the nurse practitioner to come in and give us a rundown of what actually happened.
Okay, just
But
checking.
it looks like the turkey got hurt.
Okay.
So, turkeys today are really for a variety of different people. But the biggest turkeys I think I have are for the Beverly Airport commissioners.
That I believe.
And Kyle Rethenting,
Yeah, yeah, something.
and our other Danvers commissioner, Aaron Henry, who
Yes.
didn't show up at the last meeting because that's who the turkeys are for.
Right.
The other side is from the planning board. There's many people that you can assign the turkey
Oh,
to.
no question about it.
But we've decorated them for Christmas.
Exactly. So we got to honor them.
So that's right. And that's the planning board and conservation board and all of the management people from town hall. They deserve to be included in the turkey farm.
Sounds good.
Oh, they should go to the turkey farm.
One of the two.
So, welcome to the show. And what I want to do is make sure that the agenda and opinions are solely by the Topics of the Town host, our guests, contributors, and commentators. And today's quote, I have two. So, Owen, if you put up our first saying, when someone tells me no, it doesn't mean I can't do it. It simply means I can't do it with them.
Got it.
So the thing is that we, as residents, political activists, and our own family have to be reliant on that saying that no does not necessarily mean no.
Oh.
We need to try.
Exactly. Even when it's snow, you got to try a little more.
That's right. And the second saying is even better. So if we can put that up on, the most common way people give up their power is by thinking they don't have any. And the thing is that people, residents, family members, our associates, everyone has a different types of power in their environment and in their existence. Alice Walker is a Pulitzer Prize winning writer who wrote 30 different literary articles and books. And activism is my rent for living on this planet.
Okay.
And that's where the most common way people give up their power is by thinking they don't have any. So, today, I have a limited number of items that we would like to talk about. And the two items are activist type activities. One is the zoning board complaints that have been filed with the residents of Pine Street.
Okay.
Pine Street
Yes.
is getting developed to the
Yes,
point
yes.
where people don't know why are we going in these directions.
Yes.
So, before I get into the second one is going to be Beverly Airport,
Okay.
and that one needs a lot of attention.
We know that.
And before I get into the zoning issue one, I want to put up the Tasmanian Devil because that is something that we haven't used for a while. And what I think we need to get in our own mind is, I miss the good old days. Remember when you could actually have an opinion without offending somebody.
Yes.
And
Yes.
we are not here to offend anyone.
No.
We are here to explore the different things that are happening to us,
Right.
whether we like it or not.
Right.
And we need to address that. So, the first item is our zoning, and what I like to do is throw up a clip that Owen is going to show us on saving our town. And one of the biggest issues, no, not that one. We want the Save Our Town clip first.
Save our town.
Save Our Town, vote no on 3A zoning, special town meeting, December 16th, 6:30 p.m. at Halifax Elementary School.
Where's that, Mark?
This is on the South Shore.
Okay.
However, this is December 16th, happened yesterday or the day before.
Did it pass? I don't know.
I don't know.
Okay.
But this is an indication of what's been happening throughout
Yes.
the state of Massachusetts, because the 3A zoning is the MBTA zoning.
Right. Did you see that Ipswich pulled out of it?
Well, they voted against it.
Yes.
And Milton was the first community that got enough guts to say to the state legislature, enough is enough, guys.
I think Gloucester also, and
Yes.
one other one.
There are plenty more.
Okay.
The problem is that they're getting sued
Did hear that.
now by the legislators who are elected by these people. So dictatorships happen.
Even in the threatened in Ipswich, they threatened to held all kinds of money and all kinds of stuff from them. You know what I mean? All kinds of projects they had. They're trying to pull the money and all that stuff there to try to get them to come to the table, I think is what it is, basically.
Well, they're forcing people,
Yes, which is not right.
Leadership.
I don't
And
think it's
our
right.
leadership in this town is weak.
Well,
And the thing is that they are not responsive
yes.
to the residents that are
Yes, but
complaining
we have
because
to-
they're frustrated.
One thing that's frustrating to me is town meeting. We have to get rid of that voice resignation. We have to make sure when someone votes, it vote counts. That's a big deal. Do you understand what I'm saying?
We need electronic summary
Yes,
of
we
the
do.
votes
Yes, we
that
do.
take place, and all you have to do is push a
Yes,
button.
we do. But I don't think they want to do it, but they have to do it.
Well,
This
they
way
don't want to
here.
do it because they don't want to give up the power of the
Yes.
chairmanship.
That's what it feels like to me. And we don't even know. The MBTA passed, but I think it was a voice resignation. How do I know? I mean, really? I mean,
The town of Danvers and many other communities in our state have been shafted by the legislators because they passed these laws and they claim that they're better than sliced bread.
right.
And the only reason they're doing it is because they've injected so many new residents into this town that are illegal, and what they're looking for is residences and homes for these families.
But I don't understand how they're going to be able to afford it. That's another problem.
Well, the thing is,
The government's going to have to afford it.
the state is already squeaking because squealing, not squeaking,
Yeah,
squealing.
exactly.
And what we want to do is there's another clip that I would like to have put up is the Lexington one. So the Lexington, speaking of Lexington, speaking of all places, that's where our town manager went.
He's going there to screw up their town now?
Well, no, he screwed us up
Yeah,
already,
right.
and 10 years was enough.
Yeah.
Now he's gone to Lexington.
He's going for 10 more.
In Lexington, nearly 1,000 new apartments and condos are in the pipeline to be built under the new zoning rules and affecting northwest suburb passed to comply.
What's the state MBTA?
And this is
Community laws.
everybody calls it MBTA.
Yeah,
That's
okay.
not it.
Yeah.
It's the state laws that have been passed by our elected individual legislators. And the thing is, I just hope that Mr. Bartha has a lot less success than he has in Danvers, because Danvers is screwed up.
No kidding.
Look at what's going on at Maple Street across from the old fire station.
Yes.
That is a monstrosity, and it resembles Rantoul
the s-
Street in Beverly.
Yes, even the sidewalks, the way they bump out like that. Did you see that already? That's
Yeah.
going to be a problem.
Well, they don't care, because then those people that are developing this are not going to live here.
We know that. That's an.
So, that's one thing. Now, as of last evening,
I did hear about the meeting, but I didn't go.
This was a meeting held, and by various residents
Okay.
that have been affected by the current zoning issues that are being proposed for the current special town meeting that is being planned for February
Yes.
3rd.
And that's kind of a rush thing too. I've been watching a little bit, but I'm confused on it. I'll be honest with you. I've watched it already a couple of times. I'm still confused.
Well, you're not the only one that's confused. Let me just, and I have presented this meeting as a special report under the topics of the town news, and that will be released either tomorrow or Monday,
Okay.
because I did an introduction,
Okay.
and the introduction is very interesting to what kinds of questions were raised. There were over 70 people in the fire department conference room that several meetings have been held, and thank you very much to the fire department. And one thing I forgot today is last show I had the police department
Yes,
sweatshirt
I did
on.
notice that. Yes, I did notice that.
And what I wanted to do is honor the fire department.
Okay.
But whenever I go up there, nobody's ever in charge. I'm going to have to get to Mr. Berry
Okay.
and the chief now.
Okay.
The chief now, which, 25 years ago, he was the new rookie on the
Okay.
fire department, and I dealt with him as a selectman at that time.
Okay.
Very nice individual.
Yes, I did meet him. Very,
I just
very nice.
hope he's successful in his new role, because it's all politics.
Yes, I'm hoping so too.
My report will be released, but the questions that were raised during this meeting were very interesting,
Okay.
because people are concerned about their own residents, and they're concentrating on what's happening on Pine Street. down by the red building, down by
Right.
the
Sylvania.
old.
Sylvania.
Well, Sylvania is one of the
Okay.
issues. They want to
Right.
acquire a piece of Sylvania so they can build an additional building.
And from what I understood, they gave that as a park a while back, but now they took it back.
Well, no, nobody ever recorded it in the
one of those
registry of
deals.
deeds.
Okay, but
There's many situations like that because they placate the individuals that are raising hell, and then after they're succumbed, they go and do whatever they want because those people got their way, but nothing's ever recorded for posterity.
okay, but see, that's not right. It's not
Well,
right.
it isn't.
It slaps all the residents in the face.
And that is a problem with our town organization.
Right. I mean, and I hate to tell you this. I mean, our town organization, okay, from what I'm seeing, okay, they help to develop us to the max, okay? And when it comes to the person that's paying, which is the townspeople, they get slapped in the face. It's not right.
The problem is that we as residents were not vigilant enough during the time, and Bill Bates made it very clear last night.
Okay.
Over 10 years ago, this whole development of the downtown and the special overlay was started as a discussion.
Right.
However,
I remember that.
when the issue in regard to the
Maple Street?
legislative
Okay,
action
okay.
by the legislators in our state,
Okay.
they created this artificial MBTA rule,
Okay.
which we do not have even a bus going through.
Right. Can we back out of that still, even though we went in?
Yes, we can if
Probably
we
should.
petition enough. But the thing is that we have to concentrate our actions, and it's up to the Board of Selectmen to make that happen. But they don't have the willpower or the guts to do it.
From what I understand, too, we're not getting much money out of it.
Well, the thing is, they claim that it's all kinds of grants.
Right, but
Baloney.
grants is no good.
The grants in this town are very limited. But let me just go a little further.
No, I understand. I'm sorry. I didn't mean
And
to.
I want to get into the MBTA zoning explanation. One of the
Okay.
questions was, what the hell is the MBTA zoning? It's a dictate by the state
Right.
legislatively to increase the density and remove the requirements for parking and mobility.
When you say MBTA, I'm thinking of the trains coming by.
Yeah, well, look what happened to Milton. The first community that said enough is enough and we're going to court. Well, they did go to court. That hasn't been settled yet. But the legislature is going to probably pass another law that's going to supersede this one. And all they're doing is maneuvering over the cultural responsibility of each and every town. They have their own zoning laws.
And they're using the people's money to go after them.
Absolutely.
That's what's bad about it.
The next question that came up, and I have these notes because I recorded that meeting of the residents that have been harmed by what is happening by the planning board and the town management.
Yes.
Affordable housing. Can you get an explanation of what affordable housing is?
No one knows.
No one cares.
No kidding. It's unaffordable is what it is.
So one of the suggestions at the meeting, and you can watch this on a special report that I put together,
Okay.
and that's going to be released either tomorrow or Monday.
Okay.
New building question: save Danvers from high density. Well, that was a question thrown out to the public, but as you know, Mr. Bates, is very committed to the expansion of the town, and let's not get involved in stopping production of housing.
I know.
And Mr. McKenna was also there. But Mr. McKenna is guilty of stopping all kinds of development because on his end of town, this is the reason why we have the high rise.
Right, yes.
And the planning department and the town hall told Mr. McKenna, screw you, we're going to build a high rise. What's it, 11 stories high?
Yeah, it's a condom. You're talking about the Rose Court, if I'm not mistaken. That's the name of it.
Rosewood.
Rosewood, okay.
Rosewood, yes. And now it's half vacant because business.
Oh, you're talking about the tower?
The tower.
I was thinking about the other place. Okay.
Oh, no.
All right, I'm sorry.
This is
Got
Rosewood.
It. Right, yeah, Rosewood. I remember that one.
Yep.
Wow, yeah, that was...
Well, the thing is, David was very instrumental in stopping the development.
Okay.
But what the town did to the residents in that area, he says,
I heard about that.
heck with you guys. We're going to build a 11-story building.
My accountant's on the 11th floor.
There you go. Well, he's got the penthouse.
Yeah, good view from there, I'm telling you, man.
Oh, yeah.
Swear to God.
Well, yeah, but it's against the dump. Right against the dump.
No, his window looks out the other way, man, I'm telling you.
So, the issues at this meeting were very deliberate for what's going on with the hearings that are being held on the tweaking of the zoning to accommodate the developers. And one of the big tweaks is to permit additional development on the Pine Street
Yeah, I know.
proposal. It's dumb for one thing, but it's not dumb from the standpoint of the developer because he wants to maximize the number of units.
But
Legally, he can put up 5 units, and
she said 7.5.
well, that's because they would have to acquire the
park.
vacant land,
Oh,
the
okay.
park,
Yeah, okay.
and from Sylvania.
Okay.
They haven't got that arranged yet.
I thought the guy that owned the property owns that property.
See, the problem is that nobody knows the details except the developer. And the developer has to send his attorney, and the planning board is afraid of attorneys because they don't want any challenge.
Yes, and then they should not be digging over there too, from what I understand.
Right, because of the contamination.
Yes. You know how many people have died already? What, worked at that place?
Well,
Of cancer?
but
Oh.
let me just. We're getting to the halfway point here, so let me wrap this thing up because you can view this meeting in its entirety within the next couple of days.
Okay.
And
I'm definitely going to watch that.
I think you need to see it. And one of the things that is going to be very evident is that people are not informed. Communications to the residents is lapsed.
I watched the meeting. They didn't expect all those people to show up.
Well, of course they don't.
Someone got smart. Someone went out and put all kinds of flyers. That's what happened, okay? They were going to try to push this thing through without anybody knowing.
Well, there was Miss Polcari, Mrs. Polcari.
Okay.
I forgive me for not knowing your first name,
Okay.
but I will make sure that I know it next time. But she told us that she handed out 150
Yes,
flyers.
I did see it. She was on one of the...
Because they were all complaining about the 300-foot periphery that they have to send out notifications, and it has to be by registered mail. So what they don't want to do is expand that because that would cost them more money. Because the developer has to provide that notification.
Do you know how much problems are in that area? Do you realize that there's down the street, there's a development there that's, the town they don't own the streets to it. They won't accept the streets.
Well, there's also a landscape guy where the old ice cream place used
Yeah, I heard
to
about
be.
that, yeah.
And that has been proposed with multi-unit housing.
Yes.
And it's right along the rail trail.
Why are they trying to change it now? They're trying to bring housing back? Is that what they're trying to do?
Yeah, absolutely.
That's what it's all about?
They want to change that from commercial industrial to residential, and they want it by right. So the thing is, there were several issues.
That street's too congested.
No kidding. Pine Street is becoming Route 62.
Right. You can't. It's
Well,
terrible.
This is the reason people are concerned about it.
And I don't blame them for being concerned.
So one of the issues was brought up, and I even brought this up, is right now this process has gone far enough where it's going to be presented to the Board of Selectmen on January 7th.
Oh, for this?
For this. And the on January 8th, the warrant articles for the February 3rd meeting will be closed.
I did hear that too.
So you have an opportunity for the selectmen to accept the
I see what you
recommendation from the planning board.
That's too confusing, man. I'm telling you, I swear to God, I think,
Well, the thing
they're
is,
doing it on purpose.
of course it is. The planning board is jamming this thing into the
The planning board wanted to put it on last night.
Of course they did.
They wanted to, but they didn't.
Well, they didn't succeed because
Yes,
they
but
haven't
that's-
had their document ready.
Now,
Because
who has all the say over this? If we had a town manager, would he have say over this or no?
the town manager through the planning department.
But the planning department has no power.
No, but they have a influence on the planning board,
Right.
who is recommending to make these changes, because every change that they make, they don't know what the unintended consequences are of any of this, because we've already seen the downtown overlay
And that doesn't look good.
making us a Rantoul Street instead of Danvers. We have lost our identity as a town.
And they're saying some of these changes too. They're doing it because it didn't make sense to try and bring it to conform. I'm telling you, I still
Well,
don't understand it.
This is the tweaking, and the tweaking that they're doing is changing the zoning,
Right, but
and people don't realize what it is all about.
until it's too late.
Well, it's nothing is ever too late, but could we look at the video? I just want to give you a visual perspective
Okay.
of how that meeting was held.
I heard about it. I didn't make it, but I wish I
Well,
went
you're going to be able to
to
see
watch it. Okay,
in a few days,
okay.
but the communications about that is lacking.
Got it.
So I don't know whether we
Two
can.
questions.
There we go.
I'm Jim Morose,
You
by
got
the way.
volume with it?
Today I'm playing a regular citizen. For those, okay, there was a few questions on this about whether this was a Republican committee meeting or, but I ran into the Pine Street neighborhood group when they were, trying to get some relief on zoning there at the ZBA. So this is basically what this is just a bunch of citizens, as we advertise this, to, let's talk about zoning, the process, and what can and can't be done and where we are. I mean, I know a lot of people are upset about, the corner of Maple and Hobart, Surprise, but, the way the zoning is now, I mean, we all just need to learn the process, okay? And basically, the zoning bylaws are the zoning bylaws, and people will be able to build whatever's allowed. But they do have special permits and all sorts of processes where they can get a few extra, bites of the apple, so they say. But basically, what's happening on Pine Street is that they want to build 8 units and they want to change one of the lots from industrial to residential use, okay? And apparently the zoning board of appeals didn't agree with that, so they suspended the meeting, and they're gonna reconvene in January to see what the developer wants to do, okay? But basically, by right, they can build 7.5 units, okay? And then so they wanted 8, and so there's, the only other issue that the Pine Street folks can do is to talk about, what happened to the agreement with the contaminated land, and has that been resolved? So we don't know that. So I don't know if anybody here is from the Pine Street that's been looking into that, but I know Linda had got some information from the DEP. And so there is an open file there. There's just too much to go through. So someone who's interested in it should go through it. But again, with our zoning bylaws, I mean, right now, there's gonna be some more zoning bylaws, and we are kind of on the track of the MBTA zoning, okay? Which we started back in 2020, I think, or 2019. And that's what zoned the downtown area and down High Street and down towards Elm Street. So that's the zoning that we have, and that's what we got to live with. And I mean, if you want to stop any extreme big building, what we really got to do is address zoning changes, okay? Because where we are right now is, whatever's legal, they can build. So the thing is, the zoning bylaws, I just want to go through the process, and then we'll just have some general discussion and questions, okay? But basically the process is, the Danvers Planning Board owns the zoning bylaws. So normally, as a course of business, during the course of business, they run across issues, they get questions, and complaints, right? So with those, they will adjust the zoning bylaws, to what they, run into as a course of business. And then as a policy for the town, the selectmen and the town manager, if they want certain things, they would, meet with the planning board and assess how we want our zoning to be designed. What do we want Danvers to look like is what the zoning bylaws are, right? But to add insult to injury, sometimes we get input from the state, okay? And that's what all this MBTA zoning is input from the state.
Yeah, what exactly is that MBTA zoning? What does that mean? I kind of heard about it, but I don't really know what it means.
Okay, so the MBTA zoning is, the state passed some kind of law, and so if the MBTA, mass transit comes into your town, then you have to abide by these zoning bylaws, and it's basically, lots of multi-unit dwellings, okay? Like what we did in Danvers, I mean, just basically, like by right. And like in the Residence 1, you can have a 4-unit per acre. But with the MBTA zoning and what we did downtown, you can have either 12 or 16 or 20 units per acre by right. And then with a special permit, you can get up to 24 or 36, So, but so because Danvers doesn't have MBTA, but we're adjacent. So because we're adjacent, we should follow this.
So is that so people can commute to an MBTA?
Meeting. Whoa, we're flying here. The one thing that I just want to wrap this up, and you can watch this on a special basis. Just look at your menu or go to danverstv.org, channel 36 for Verizon, and I don't know what,
Oh, yeah, 36 for Verizon. Okay. 822 for Comcast.
That's enough. Those two. I
No,
think.
there's 6 is carrying some stuff too.
Those
And
are-
then they have the two 1073 and 1075 for HD.
So my suggestion, after listening to everyone and recording their complaints, is we need to stop, understand, review, and then proceed.
They rush things too much in here. The reason why they do it, I think, is to screw things up so you can't get to it in time.
So my position was, my plea was, let's ask for a moratorium on any more changes in the zoning bylaw.
I think that's a good idea.
Let's step back, find out what impact the current zoning changes have done to this town, because this town is no longer Danvers. It's become Beverly, Saugus, even as far as back as Chelsea.
No kidding. It's true.
And the thing is that people are finally tired of living in a congested area.
They're waking up is what's happening.
Well, the thing is, they better wake up soon,
Yes.
because this thing is going to, and this is a small piece of the entire program, because we've already let the horse out of the barn with the downtown overlays.
Right, but this even goes back to when they did Water Street, okay?
Yes.
We talked about traffic back then. They didn't listen. The traffic's terrible. You can't put any more in.
So, that's where we're at, and what I wanted to do is make sure that you, as our audience, are able to understand what kinds of things are going on in our town, and these are meetings that are being held. And thank you to Mr. Morose and Sandy Franceschini and
Linda, you said, was there anyways, and you just got to thank all the people that are doing stuff. I mean, really, it's I'm telling you. When you
at the end of the presentation, there's a website or a email address that you can inquire. So I did not remember writing it down, but it's on the record of the presentation.
Okay.
So take a look at that, but things have to be done quickly and deliberately.
I think you put the right thing. We should put a moratorium until we get a new town manager, until we know where we're going.
Well, no, the town manager is irrelevant.
I understand that.
The moratorium is to stop the bleeding right now.
Until we get control of it.
That's right. And people do not understand what is going on.
But
So-
that's why they jam these meetings in like that, so we can confuse the heck out of it. I watch all these meetings, I'm still confused.
Well, the thing is that we have an opportunity to change the zoning at the airport on the west side, and they told us we can't do that
What do you mean we can't do that?
because that is federal property.
Huh?
So there's different rules for different people,
Oh.
and the thing is that our Board of Selectmen need to stand up and have some chutzpah.
No kidding.
So, let's this thing go for now.
Understood.
And what I want to do is I want to get into the Hanscom Field and Beverly Airport issue.
Okay, that's a big problem.
Because Beverly Airport is experiencing exactly the same situation that's happening at Hanscom Field, and one of the issues has been that the effects of building out this 300-foot-long hangar, 135 feet wide and 45 feet high on the west side of the airport, which is in Danvers, is not going to have an effect. It's going to improve the flight level.
You think so, huh?
That's what they think.
I know.
So we had a meeting with the manager of the Beverly Airport, Gabriel Hannafin. Very nice young man.
Yes, he is.
That is being led by the hip of the Beverly Airport Commissioner Chairman.
And Town Hall, I think, in Beverly.
And City Hall.
City Hall.
City Hall.
Sorry, I didn't phrase it right. I
The
apologize.
Town Hall in Danvers
Yeah.
doesn't know what to do with this.
Another thing, we got the planning board, everybody's helping them out. Don't help the residents, but, they seem to help everybody else. That's the problem I have with this town.
Well, the issues that I would like to bring up is that Danvers right now, and Danvers since, I don't know, I think it was 1997,
Okay.
has agreed to have 2 representatives
Yes, I
on
did hear that.
the Board of Commissioners for the Beverly Airport. The composition of the Airport Commission is 9 individuals, 7 from Beverly and 2 from Danvers. So if you have 2 representatives out of 9, what the heck can you accomplish
You can't.
by defending the air rights, the air emissions, the noise level, the fuel consumption, the fuel contamination of the groundwater, PFAS contamination? You can't control anything because every single time they're voted down by voted up by the Beverly Airport commissioners, who count up to 7.
Yes, and they help them out instead of helping Danvers, they help Beverly. That's how stupid it is.
Tony, you are emotional.
Sorry.
And the thing is, what we need to do is recommend to the viewers that you should watch the December 17th or 16th.
Oh, yes, the meeting that just happened. It's
selectmen's
playing. Yes,
meeting.
it's playing.
Because I'll congratulate Mr. Bennett for permitting a lot of input
Yes.
by the residents
Yes.
of Danvers, because I think he needed to hear what the input is.
I've been watching this airport for 19 years. And in 19 years, this is the first time I felt comfortable that actually the Board of Selectmen might do something, okay? Now, if you notice, Mr. Gardner Trask was there, okay, an old commissioner for the Beverly Airport. And he's there trying to promote it, okay? I mean, I don't understand that. Like, I asked the question, does he live in Beverly or does he live in Danvers? I don't know. I'm still confused. I think he's a Beverly person, to tell you the truth.
Well, the one thing that came out of this meeting is Mr. Bennett made a very interesting proposal.
Yes, I was very impressed with that.
Well, the proposal is to issue I don't know what you would call it, but a letter of recommending that the Beverly Airport curtail their development, especially on the west side of Danvers, because it is directly affecting the residents on Old Burley Street and all the way down to the high school. And Tony has his placard here.
Placard right here. We are so congested on the other side of the airport, okay? On the Beverly side and to the Wyndham side. There is there's nothing.
Move
Oh, this way. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
okay,
let's
there you go.
take it. Let me take it.
Okay, there you go. Okay.
This is the outline of the airport. Oh,
No, yeah, you could do
No,
it that
this
way.
way. This way, I think.
He wants you. All right, there you go. That way. There we go. Perfect.
How's that?
That looks really good.
Oh, look at that. I can be
We see all the lights in all the houses. That's Danvers. Danvers so congested, it's unbelievable, okay? Look at the other side, all open space, but they don't fly over there. They fly in Danvers.
Well, the thing is that we have been
Taken advantage of for as long as with no help at all from whatever we've had for boards and people on there. They've let them take advantage of us. That's the sad part.
the issues begin in 2020
Okay.
when the previous manager of the airport decided to have a master plan updated from the 20 years in the past, which worked out well. It was quiet and nobody bothered anybody. But what she wanted to do is expand, improve, and give more planes up into the air so they can affect our quality of life.
I'm going to say one thing, if you don't mind, I'm going to say one thing, okay? God bless Stan Svensson and the other gentleman.
Keith Lucy?
No, Keith Lucy was there too, but I'm talking about the one that passed away. I'm trying to think of his name now. Randall Sparkus. Randall Sparkus, okay?
Right.
Those two selectmen did try to help us, okay? And they told me, right, happened, that when this becomes a miniature mini Logan Airport, the person we're going to thank is Gardner Trask. And he proved it at the selectmen meeting the other day.
Well, the thing is that there are proponents and there are opponents. And the thing is, the residents outnumber the proponents by thousands of people. Now, what I think people don't understand is that the master plan really dictates the expansion of the airport. The runways are to be lengthened by 300 feet in each direction.
Exactly.
And that is being funded by FAA
And MassDOT.
and MassDOT, funding of $20 million.
21 million to be exact.
And that's what everybody is interested in because,
And their match is about 700-something thousand, almost $800,000.
right, and it's all about money.
That's all it's all about.
And the thing is that we have sat through many hundreds of meetings, and we have listened, or they have not allowed us to present our positions from this Danvers standpoint because they want to quiet Danvers down so there'll be no objection to the expansion and development of the airport.
And what they do is they try to smooth up to you, and then once they got you, they hit you again, okay?
Well, the thing is that they have created this environment where noise was the big issue. Noise, yes.
Noise is a big one, but it's not all of it.
Has always been an issue. Now, I go back with the airport till 1995 when I
Okay.
was first elected, and that's when, right after the election, there was a trimming of trees.
Oh, that was...
And that's what happened. It really made Beverly stand out as a sore thumb because they did not give a damn about residents.
Right.
Because they wanted to clear the path for the larger planes.
They cleaned everything. I remember that. Oh,
right.
my God.
So, one of the things that we are dealing with is there are several environmental issues that have been brought up to the Board of Selectmen, to the airport commissioners. Commissioners don't give a damn. They don't even listen to us. They give us an opportunity for public comment, and yeah, we can talk a little bit, but then they shut you down because you cannot make
I
any
thought I was going to break
comments.
the gavel at the last minute. I thought I was going to break the gavel, I swear to God.
Well, I don't, collapse very quickly.
No, there's nothing wrong. You given a comment. There was nothing wrong with that, but I'm telling you, I swear to
Well,
God.
the thing is, it's a dictatorship. That's what
Yes,
Kyle
yes.
is trying to be.
Mark,
But the problem is is that he is a spokesman for the mayor.
Of Beverly, yes. I agree with
And
that.
Mayor Cahill deserves some criticism
He
for
should be
letting
brought
this
to
happen.
town hall and sit down and tell us what his plans are for the town. I mean, for his airport in our town.
Well, that was intent of the manager coming to the Board of Selectmen.
The manager
meeting.
doesn't have the power. We need the person with the power. Let me ask you
Well-
another question. He's saying
Yeah.
5 minutes, I believe. Let me ask you a question. 10 minutes. Let me ask you another question. This is, to me, is an important one, but I don't understand it, okay? Now, if they build this hangar, okay, why can we not charge them tax on that hangar because they're building it afterwards? Don't tell me that thing carries all the... How can something signed back 100 years ago keep on going, even
This-
though they developed something?
This is why I mentioned that our zoning for the 170 acres
Yes.
that we own or that's under our auspices cannot be curtailed because it's under the FAA rules and it's federal land basically.
No, when they gave up Burley Street over there. When did they give up Burley Street? Old Burley. They gave up Old Burley. The Old Burley's still buried up in there. You know that.
It is.
Yeah.
But the thing is, that was back in 1929. That's the problem. See, the thing is, unintended consequences of developing a airport in a neighborhood is not the right thing to do. That airport has environmental issues, which is noise, air emissions, water contamination, fuel contamination, lead from the fuel, which Mr. Rinaldi has been very instrumental in identifying. But they're also under environmental rules that the state does not want to control because they are allowing Beverly to do whatever they want. Because what I'm looking at here, and I've produced a copy,
Yes, you did.
is that the independent study refutes developers' ferry flight claims. And if we can show the arrangement of the airfield in Hanscom Field, that is a proposal to basically produce or build a mini Logan Airport
Okay. That I
at
agree with.
Hanscom Field. So, Owen, if we can show Hanscom Field, that'll be great. But we have information, and there you go.
Okay.
This has been a proposal for Hanscom Field, and it's been shut down by the state environmental organization, or has been curtailed. I don't know, it's been shut down. But it should be shut down because this is basically moving a piece of Logan into Concord or wherever town.
Lexington, Bedford, I guess it was around
Right.
that area.
So hopefully our former town manager in Lexington may be able to help Hanscom Field because
He's got to do a better job than Beverly, I hope.
he did not do any help
No.
to our
No.
cause.
No.
Because even our town meeting, last May, has requested under my
Yes,
auspices
yes.
that we perform an environmental report, analysis report of what effect the airport itself has on our health, on our safety, and on our community and our water and sewer system.
And
on our
quality
water
of life.
and quality of life. So what I'm reading here is a report, independent review of developers' claims. Flight Level Aviation, the developer for the oversized hangar project that is being planned for Beverly Airport.
Doesn't even live here.
He doesn't live here. He owns 5 of the different organizations, different
Yes.
airports. Peter is a very nice individual.
Yes.
However, he is all business.
Yes.
The thing is that our commissioners, which are only 2, and the 7 for Beverly, have basically authorized the leasing of the land,
Yes, yes,
and
yes,
they
yes.
take no responsibility for the development, because that development has an impact on the residents that
Yes.
are in the area, in Old Burley,
Yes,
Burley,
yes.
and all of those college
Yes.
towns, college streets.
And then on top of it too, do you realize how much land since I've been watching these meetings for 19 years? Okay, they've sold 6 parcels that belong to the FAA. They had to get permission to sell, but this is all in Beverly. They sold them for all the projects that they did. Okay,
And who got the money?
the airport got the money.
No, Beverly City got the money.
Right, got the money, but they used it to put into the airport.
Well,
Even there,
they-
we don't
they
know how
used
much.
Some of it. You
Yes.
don't know what the details
Well, that's true
are.
too. I don't know the full details. You're
So
right.
what I'm reading here is that there was a statement made that because they would build this hangar, they would eliminate. There are 4 business jets that come in and out of Beverly, and they would eliminate the flights to another location for storage, and then come back and pick up their passengers. That's a bunch of baloney.
Yes, and they come in during the night and stuff, and this is getting bad. Another thing too, the old airport tower chief, okay, told me, because I used to complain to him that planes took off in the middle of the night all the time. He said he was surprised at that. He said the reason why he was surprised at that is because the insurance company will not cover an unmanned tower.
Right.
So if something happens, who the hell holds the bag?
But what they did, there are runway lights that turn on when a plane is coming in
Yes, by the mic.
by the mic,
Yes,
but they don't have to staff the tower.
right. But he tells me that if they land, the insurance won't cover.
Well, the findings call into question thoroughness and reliability of the developer's submissions. Citizen groups are concerned that the proponents are attempting to disguise the environmental effects of the project in order to dispel widespread public objection to it and relieve the developer of further review or permitting requirements. Over 80 state and local organizations across Massachusetts have expressed objections to the project due to high GHG emissions, which is the lead emissions,
Right.
and social injustice. I still don't understand social injustice. And over 14,000 citizens have signed petitions to the governor asking her to fulfill her climate commitments by stopping this project. There was a news release by the governor that she objects to the expansion of the Logan Airport facilities because what they're doing is they're postage stamping it all around Logan for the smaller planes. We need to address this with the governor and the lieutenant governor especially because she's out of Salem.
Yes.
So please, if you can, assist us in addressing these issues by sending a letter or a email to the governor saying stop the expansion at Beverly Airport and cut out the bull.
Yes. Listen, let me say one more thing, if that's okay. What I'm planning on doing is, since no one wants to do a noise study, okay, I am going to do a noise study. I have a noise meter, got the microphone, the thing's going in. We're going to film it. We're going to put it all on tape so we can present it to the select board, okay, with all decimal readings on what the planes do. They say that the decimal readings, 65 to 70, does not leave the airport. That's not true. Believe me. I pick up 73 at my house, okay, and I'm a half a mile away.
Thank you very much, Tony, and I think that's going to be a study, and I will provide the environmental engineering impact to
Okay.
it, and we can present that to the town and city
Yes.
of Beverly. The
Listen,
town of
Merry
Danvers.
Christmas. Thank you very much for all the help that you give me. I really appreciate it.
Well, I want to thank you for sitting in like
Oh,
this because
no
we
problem
take a
whatsoever.
lot of abuse, but it is something that needs to be done.
Yes.
So thank you, Danvers.